So imagine me, I'm 9 years old, I have a crush on some girl and I'm always looking at her but I'm not really talking to her, I'm always trying to look cool, and eventually after I'm always kind of like around, and we never really talk. Eventually we are in the gymnasium, we're having this thing called like hymn sing or something because I went to a Christian school, and basically everyone's singing songs and stuff except, well, they expect us to sing songs, but we were really just sitting there in silence. So I'm sitting next to her, I'm right behind her, because I went behind her in the lineup, and then I go a bit like close to her and I say, hey, I like you. And when you said that when I was like 9 years old, that's basically like professing love, like, bro. Anyways, so then she doesn't even say anything, and she just gives me one of these, and I do this at the same time too. It's like, and then she turns back around. Bro. And that was it. And I really did not know how to talk to girls. And in fact, talking to girls in that case from when I was 9, when I was younger, I simply just navigated it in a creepy way. Now, if you think about this, you're always just looking at them, not really saying anything. The older you get, the weirder that gets. Because although a lot of guys, what they'll do is like, they just don't say anything. And that's kind of weak. And I don't mean it to sound like a bad thing, even though like it is, obviously it's a bad thing. But I don't mean to be rude when I say that. It's just tough love. Fast forward to now, I've got a girl and she loves me and I love her, and I'm helping her brother out with some romantic interest that they've got. And so we walk around because they think that this girl's going to be in the art room. So I'm trying to set him up for a nice little spot, nice little conversation with this girl. And he's kind of nervous. I remember we walked, like just before we walked into the art room, we stood by the lockers, and then I said, okay, let's go in, guys. And then I started walking into the art room, and they were like, no, what are you doing? And bro, I laughed. And so then for a second, I just looked at them, and then I just walked in, and then suddenly they knew, okay, it was okay to walk in. The girl that he was interested in was sitting right around the front door, but obviously, like, you don't want to be creepy and just like even though I'm already with a girl, someone would assume, just assume, because if, let's say, some guy is interested in this girl, she's expecting that some random guy, even if they have no intentions at all, is like only wants like her in a romantic way and doesn't actually even want to have a conversation. That's the first mistake a lot of guys make. So then I'm just walking around, I'm talking to everybody, and then eventually I turn to my girl's brother and I say, oh, have you met, insert his name. I don't know if he wants me to say his name. And I keep giving him openings, but he's just a little bit nervous. He's not really speaking to this girl in the same way that he would speak to me or speak to just some random girl he was not interested in. Now, obviously you want to show interest. You don't want to just treat them like they are like nobody to you, because they are somebody to you. However, with these openings, he was just in his own head, it seemed. Now, I want you to know, this guy, my girl's brother, it seems like this family has great genetics. He is an attractive young man. Objectively, he simply is, and he has good style as well. In fact, many girls pursue him. However, he was interested in this one girl. Think about that. An attractive young man, he was nervous. Now, how do we get past that barrier? Even, let's say, if we're lacking a little bit in our looks or something to do with that. Well, the first thing is to understand that you get locked up in your head and you get nervous, and because of that, you get so locked up in your head, so trapped, that you aren't even present with the girl who's in front of you. When you get nervous, your attention is placed inward. You get trapped in yourself, and because of that, you lose that charming authenticity of yours. And then you start to act different, and it shows. I will tell you, it shows. Especially, people are very good at knowing what's real and then what's fake. And fakeness, superficiality, it's weak and it's unattractive. So how do you implement that? What are the actionable steps? The moment that you actually have the ideas of what you're gonna say, like you start planning on in your head what you were gonna say to this person, that is the moment that you are failing, because you do not want to think, because thinking and planning, it opposes authenticity. Now, planning is important because, like, I plan for these videos because I need to know what I have to say. But also, I don't want to plan too much and totally read off a script because planning opposes authenticity. You don't want to be like, I want to say this and then this. No, because then you wouldn't even watch, because I would be losing that genuine me that you like to hear. I just become a robot, and you want to hear a human speak. You want to have a connection with a human. Chances are, if you're watching a video like this, yeah, you want a girl, but you also want to have a genuine connection with them. You want to actually have fun when you're with them and not be trapped in your own head in self-concern. You want to just be together in love. If you do decide to approach some girl, don't put her on a pedestal. And what I mean by that is, like, everybody has their worth, right? But you don't want to make them more in your head, because truthfully, you have the same equality. And this is kind of gross, but both of you guys like poop and pee, and that's normal. And so you keep over romanticizing someone, and suddenly you can't speak. It's like a lot of people, when they speak to a celebrity, then what ends up happening is they start to choke up and they're not as chill and cool as they usually would be. Your focus should not just be on her. It should expand to every single person in the room. So that means if she's with a friend, you speak to her friend also. And this girl, she was with a friend, and I was speaking to her friend, and it was cool because it wasn't something forced. Because a conversation is not a forced one. You simply just jive with the person. Because if you cannot even connect in that case, like let's say I was pursuing this girl and I wasn't in a super happy relationship, I would want a connection. If there wasn't a connection, I simply just would not be interested. When you get nervous, think about this. Think about the last time you breathed. And I mean breathe fully, like a full breath that presses out your stomach into the world like a fat king, unafraid of what other people are thinking, because you don't care what other people are thinking. Think about how powerful that is. As another actionable step, when you feel a little bit nervous, you can perform this action with your body. It's called a physiological sigh. Now, this is rooted in science, and in science, I will, put a study on the screen. It can reduce your stress. I believe it was 30% or 40% or 50%, something absurd like that. The better you do the sigh, the more calm you will feel afterwards. So basically, the way you perform this is you take a breath, and then another breath. And basically, it's this almost pacifying gesture that a lot of people do. It's actually something you do when you're crying, if you realized that. Usually when you're crying, you're like... It's just something naturally we do because it is a pacifying gesture that we can do with our bodies that will make our bodies feel better. So do a physiological sigh, stand up straight, and look around the room. That's step one. And usually that's good enough, but if you still can't get out of your head and into authenticity, then you do the step two, the social flow state. Now, basically the way you trigger a social flow state, no thoughts in your head, no overthinking, nothing like that. The way you trigger a social flow state, and this is exactly what I did when I was introducing my girl's brother to this other girl that he was interested in. I spoke to everyone. Now, this can be daunting, especially when you're first improving yourself, and you want to have those social skills, but you simply just want to talk to everybody. This does many things. First of all, it quickly helps you realize that she is not scary. She is just like every other person in the room. And secondly, it's not weird when you actually go and talk to her. But like I said earlier, when you do talk to her, don't treat her like you would everyone else, because she is not like everyone else. You are interested in her, and you need to show that. Look at her with genuine interest. And this is not lust. Not as an object, but genuine interest. Don't try to get anything out of them. Simply just be interested in them genuinely and have a conversation. Part of authenticity is having clear intentions and not hiding what you want from other people. The way you show interest in like a normal and healthy way, non-creepy way, is you just hold eye contact and you simply say, wow, out of all the people in this room that I've talked to, you are the most beautiful out of all of them. Or something even better, you've got the most gorgeous smile out of all of them. It's just something light. And within seconds, she'll decide if she's into you or if she's not. Now then, here comes the question of, what if I get rejected? Whatever. This will sound egotistical, but it's just a much more powerful and valuable mindset to have with girls. Okay, so just keep in mind also that I've got a girl and you don't. And I'm not trying to say that as in like me being, oh, I'm so great. No, I'm just saying I've been through these trials and tribulations, and this is the thing I've learned, and I've gotten results. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So get rejected, whatever. The mindset I have is I don't get rejected because I don't go after girls. They go after me. It sounds really bad to say, and even then, like if you've seen my YouTube channel, I really am all about like trying not to be over egotistical. However, I've gone through these things. I get to speak like this because I truthfully have gone through this shit. that you are going through right now. So it sounds really bad to say, but also just think of the alternative. I get rejected by girls because I go after girls and they don't go after me. Think about just how shitty that is. I don't want to deal with that problem. In fact, I simply am just not interested in girls who are not interested in me. And if girls aren't interested in you, you have to take it as a sign to do better. Girls want the best guy that they could get. That's simply just the truth. If I was a girl, if I was a girl, I would not be interested in any of the guys at my school. Girls want the best guy that they could get. And the amazing, feminine, and wonderful girls that rejuvenate you, that are like breaths of fresh air. They want a man who has deep integrity, good health, good physical health, authenticity, hygiene, and security in themselves, because insecurity is unattractive. Focus on these things. Women are a byproduct of improving yourself. Don't make women your focus, because they are byproducts of your focus. The biggest thing that you can get out of this video, your biggest actionable steps, is that mindset that you can apply. But if you really do see a girl and you really think it's worth going up to her and you are nervous, go to this timestamp right here and just do what I just told you. Again, on top of it all, apply this abundance mindset, I'll call it. It works because of the law of attraction. Applying this mindset will also help you with your authenticity, because you won't be in your head worrying about if other girls are interested in you, because you really don't care. Because truthfully, you want a girl who's interested in you, right? You want a girl who's interested in you. Like, I don't want a girl who's not interested in me. That would just be boring. I know this mindset works because it worked for me. Every lunch, I would simply just go by myself and meditate by the pond behind my school, and then I just kept doing that with the nice sun on my face and the nice fresh air. After a little bit, a girl started joining me, and that girl's now my girl. So that's valid. Focus on building yourself, and if you're committed to that, you will meet your girl too. My mission is to help young men grow in their power and integrity, and this YouTube channel is totally dedicated to that. And so if you're committed to that pursuit too, then this is the place to go. And I'd subscribe if I were you, buddy. I love you, bro.